20 years ago, Hurricane Katrina changed the lives of thousands of people across southeast Louisiana, but it didn't kill the spirit in Lower Plaquemines Parish.
That's because a band of brothers were determined to bring a sense of normalcy back to their community again. Juan Kincaid charts their path, which took them from Port Sulphur to Poydras Street.
2007, a community coming together with one purpose.
The mission at hand was to be playing on Poydras Street.
Inspired by one moment in time.
Hopefully no one was here. Hopefully everybody's gone.
Felt like we was in a third world country. You know, nothing was there. Power lines was gone. Roads was hard to, you couldn't even see the road. You know, it was, covered in dirt. And so it was very much traumatizing.
It was the best of times, it was the worst of times.
Ground zero for Hurricane Katrina.
This is a story of survival, a revival, and the ultimate accomplishment.
Pile of rubble. Houses torn apart.
This championship tale began on August 29, 2005, as Hurricane Katrina barreled towards southeast Louisiana.
Even though this has been 20 years, I remember what I told the team. I said, look, don't let your mom and daddy take you all over the country. I said, if it comes in, it doesn't matter if we got to play Bell Chase on a Friday, Saturday, Sunday, or Monday. We're going to play that game. So make sure you're in a place where you can get back. And that was my only concern about what day we were going to play. But were we going to play? Absolutely.
So we got three by one. We got our nickel.
I still remember to this day he was making fun of everybody about evacuating, and I still remember y'all gonna be back, and we're gonna have practice. Don't go too far.
We had a jamboree on Friday, and then we were evacuating Saturday and Sunday.
Even if it does not hit us, the being on the fringe of it, we'll still might feel some effects of it.
To everyone's surprise, as the monster storm approached Lower Plaquemines Parish, the entire area was ordered to get out. Most heeded the warnings. Some didn't, like head coach Cyril Crutchfield, who says he regrettably decided to ride out the storm in the school gym.
I've never been that scared. There's nothing that I've been more fearful of than being in that moment. I never thought that water and wind and rain could do that damage.
The damage Katrina left behind was unimaginable and unforgettable. Hurricane Katrina just devastated all of Lower Plaquemines Parish because depending on where you were, you saw floodwaters rise as high as 22 feet. Here in Port Sulphur, they got up to 17 feet, which is higher than where I'm standing currently. But when you factor in a storm surge that was 27 feet, you clearly understand that everything in its path was wiped out, except for the football field.
The only thing I really wanted to see, there was only one thing after I had made it, was the football field. And I've seen pictures online, but I seen it firsthand. The water was about 2 inches below the goalpost, and I know the goalpost is 10 feet high. And as far left and right I could see was nothing but water. And then that's when the realization started to hit that it's probably not going to be a football season.
Kind of life-changing at the time, like he says, real devastating. Everything you grew up loving, knowing, people some never come back, some never came back.
But those that did return knew it was going to take all they had to get their community back on its feet. And the football field was where the journey began. In 2006, a battered Port Sulphur High School was eventually torn down. And down the road in Empire, South Plaquemines High School was erected. The Hurricanes, with kids from surrounding Buras and Boothville Venice coming aboard.
Each and every day we'd go to practice and we'd mesh, we'd start growing as a team. And one thing led to another, and we all came together. And that's what pretty much brought us all back, football.
We knew how much football meant to our community because already we don't have a lot of resources. People never even had homes. And Friday night, our football game was where everybody was going to be.
In 2006, football returned to Port Sulphur, and with it, a rebirth for this proud community.
Really, on Friday nights when the lights kick on and our crowd would be in the games in the stands, and it's just like, wow.
Yeah, every game was packed, no matter who you played.
And it wasn't long before those packed crowds were celebrating championship football. In 2007, just 2 years removed from the wrath of Katrina, the Hurricanes took home the Class 8 state title. From Port Sulphur to Poydras Street, it was a long, hard march for a community that refused to be defeated. And in the end, they say they gained so much more than just the state football championship.
They done hung tough, and now we on top of the world.
It was a sense of pride, and it was a sense of, if not us, then who? You know, and that community was all just had one heartbeat. It was like they played for things bigger than football. It meant everything. It was life.
I feel like I benefited from the Hurricane. I met people and became close friends with people that I would have probably never been friends with. If I had seen him, it'd probably been a fight, you know? So I'm extremely grateful for that aspect of it.
Together. You got a school. It's a simple statement, but it's true. They came together. I knew we were going to be okay.
From Port Sulphur, I'm Juan Kincaid, Fox 8 Local First.
That 2007 season was actually the first of 3 straight trips to the Dome for the championship game. The Hurricanes brought home the titles in 2 of those 3 trips.